me, liberty forever. Mandates never. Liberty forever. Not like we need it. Liberty forever. Mandates never. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson said, he said that we hold these truths to be self-evident. You remember that part? And then he listed 5 self-evident truths. The first is that there's a creator God. The second is that our rights come from him. They're not privileges of government. And the third had to do with the purpose of government. He said to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Meaning the purpose of government is to what? Is to prepare, is to secure God-given rights. It's not to make sure you're wearing your helmet. It's not to make sure that you are eating your veggies. It's not to make sure that, and it's not to take money from her because clearly she has it, and give it to him because clearly he needs it, right? That is the redistributing wealth is not the purpose of government. It's to secure God-given rights. Now the fourth self-evident truth he talked about is that government is by consent of the governed, which leads me to this little blue book that Dana was holding up, printed by Institute on the Constitution. It happens to be the Maryland Constitution. He quoted Article 44 of the Maryland Constitution. But the Constitution, by the way, is the vehicle by which we declare our consent. You might say that if the government acts within the bounds of the Constitution, they have our consent. But when they act outside of the Constitution, they don't have our consent, they don't have any authority, they are unjustly, they don't have any legitimacy. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 2 years, we have lived under unbelievable tyranny. All the lockdowns, all the mandates, all the violations of your right to assemble, your violations of your right to worship, all of those things were unlawful. Every single one of them was unlawful. They tried to justify it by saying, well, we have an emergency. No, this document actually in Article 44 says this. It says, the provisions of the Constitution of the United States and of this state, being Maryland, apply as well in times of wars and times of peace, and no deviation therefrom or violation thereof based on a plea of necessity or any other plea is valid. Nothing, folks, could be more on point. Nothing could be more on point. No plea of necessity justified that. They wanted you to think, oh, we have an emergency, so we can set this aside. No, you can never set this aside. Never. Never. I'm running for Attorney General because I want to carry out the provisions of this document for your benefit. Thank you very, very much. Peroutka, thank you for supporting that.